Hi, we are now here at Hove in Raet National Park, and we are gonna do two things here today. First, we're gonna interview the national park manager, and then we're gonna go scuba diving to film and see what the state of this place is. So, can you introduce yourself?
Yes, my name is Jenny Gulbrandsen and I'm the National Park Manager in Raet National Park in Norway.
Can you tell us a bit about Raet National Park?
Yes, this national park is the largest marine national park in Norway. It's 607 square kilometers, and out of that 99% is actually marine areas and only 1% is land area. So, and it's located on the southern coast of Norway, in Skagerrak, where there's also 3 other national parks that are marine, and then the 5th one is in Lofoten.
Can you see any visible changes that has happened to Raet National Park due to climate change and sound?
Well, I can start with the first one. Climate change is already affecting Raet National Park, and the most visible thing is that the state of our kelp forests are being threatened, because especially the sugar kelp, every year when there's a heat wave, for example in 2006 and 2018, and maybe also now in 2026, we fear that the sugar kelp are dying because of the heat. And it's also really hard for them to re-establish after such a heat wave, because another significant problem that we have is what we call lurv, which is a algae, like a phytoplankton algae that is growing on the eelgrass, is growing on the kelp, is growing on the hard bottom, everywhere. It's sort of taking over the ocean.
So, what measures are you taking to stop this?
Well, it's really hard, because we can regulate trawling and constructions like these and some of the activities in the park, but it's really hard for my local board of politicians to alter the climate change. We all need to do that as a big collaboration worldwide. So what we can do is actually to have more protected areas, because in areas that are protected from overharvesting and development, the nature is more robust. And also, if you have many protected areas, the species have like free areas where they're not disturbed, where they can thrive and also shift northwards, because some of these species will not be happy here when it gets a lot warmer in the ocean. So they need refugees further north where they can survive.
Okay. Now all 3 of us, both me, Heine and Jenny, are ready to scuba dive. We all got our wetsuits on, and I even have two. Well, that posed me a few questions. Like, why is this kelp all dead? And does that have anything to do with my topic? found some sugar kelp lying around here, and I wonder what happens to the sugar kelp when it gets warmer. We are here at one of the many places in the Raet National Park. To my right is the Institute of Marine Research, and one of the many things they research here are sound pollution and temperature changes.
Yeah, it's like pink gravel. So this here, this says troll, which stands that it came from frozen, and B, like 12 degrees, and this is kelp number 1. And this has been growing, and we just put it on gravel, so it's like, so it's been growing in this whole 12-degree tank. And you can see it's actually quite happy, and you see we have these 2 hole punches. Yeah. So that's, we can measure how fast it grows. So, over time. And then, you can see we have a lot of them. Okay, so then that, I'm going to grab this one. Want to touch it? Yeah. Yeah.
Everything's on it.
It's cool, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah. See, okay, that was also from Trump. We're doing like clever genetics on that one.
Yeah.
Because it'll keep it dark. Yeah. Oh, this one. Let's see. Dang. Here we go. This one here. What does that say? Yeah. It's from Moland. Yeah, exactly. So the idea is that the kelps all along the coast of Norway are not all the same. They're like genetically different, and they've all adapted to the temperatures that they normally grow in. So we're the kelps from Sivle and Lofoten, Alvilde, and Alvilde, and we're seeing which ones are the most heat resilient for climate change. Yeah. So this is our very warm ones. It's 24 degrees. And right now, our temperatures in the ocean, they don't get to 24 degrees yet. But this is possible in the future. And we've had some heat waves here where we've lost the kelp. So this is understanding what would happen if climate change keeps going and our kelps and our oceans along the coast of Norway get warmer. You see this kelp? Doesn't it look any different than the 12-degree kelps? It's very upset, actually. Yeah. And it's from the same population locally. So this kelp actually only lasted a week. So we can see whether or not they survive. Are we healthy or sad?
In the middle?
In the middle! I think you might be right.
The middle was very sad, but they kind of make it.
Yeah, they're kind of in the middle, right? And so it gets 16 degrees in Raet National Park. And this is your Lofoten kelp here. It's actually still okay. And that's pretty good because it shouldn't become 16 degrees in Lofoten for a while. So that's good to know. And this is, so see here, it has this tag, metabolomics. We're going to take, every week, we're going to take a big piece and then we can sort of see like how it changes its proteins with temperature stress. And then you turn them off. Okay. What do you think about this? They do look a little sad. So 20 degrees, this is what it gets in the summer in Arendal. Oh, uh-oh. So they get a little stressed. This cup is from Arendal actually. So some of them don't survive the very warm part of the summer. But some of them do. So then we can see whether or not the kelps that do make it through are different genetically than the kelps that don't.
Which species are the most sensitive in our district?
Saccharine lutissima.
Which is sugar kelp.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. But this is store type.
Yeah.
And so this still exists. Yeah.
Here.
My name is Karen Kobe-Dexter, and I am a researcher at the Institute of Marine Research, and I study how climate change impacts kelp plants.
Here, the marine researchers in the past have had a project where they see how temperature changes affect eelgrass. Up here is where they had their project and did their research. We have just witnessed some of the effects of temperature changes, but to research sound pollution, they need tanks and aquariums like they have behind me here to study their communication and their sound waves, because the ocean is too noisy.
My name is Even Moland, and I'm a scientist with the Institute of Marine Research and the University of Agder. I believe that the ocean is strongly affected by the so-called triple planetary crisis. That is climate change, loss of biodiversity, and the contamination of the biosphere, so the pollution. However, the ocean is both resilient and robust. And there's a lot we can do as humans to make sure that we will have a living and a functioning ocean also into the future. And that depends on us and the choices that humanity makes. We have to cut down on our fossil fuel emissions. We have to transition to a future where we have different energy sources. We need to stop overfishing and rebuild marine ecosystems. And we also have to limit and stop polluting the environment. We have the power to do this. And I believe that there's a fair chance that humanity will collaborate, work together, and pursue these tangible yet hopeful outcomes for the ocean and for our planet. Good luck.